The Post Office Queue in Porthcawl by Chris Worth. Well, it has to be said, last night while in bed, I sobbed and I cried, I recall, 'cause I knew the next day I was making my way to the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. If the queue is so long, then I have to be strong, so it won't be all fun at the ball. So I'll stick with my hunch and I'll take a packed lunch to the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. Now I find it bizarre, it is based in the Spa and the queue in is wall to wall, and it plays with my head and it's slower than Greg's, the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. There's a crowd by the Spa and I spot from afar and I wondered what crime had befalled. Has someone been shot? Alas, fear not, it's the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. Now I might be some time in this queue is a crime, snakes down to the sea coastal wall. In front there's a gent, he's pinched up a tent in the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. I stood and I waited, I felt so deflated, I wanted to scream and to bawl. I know it does peeve, I could have booked a day's leave for the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. We moan and we groan, some play with their phones, but no one just says bugger all. It's an hour or more and I'm still by the door, the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. When the house I departed, Ben-Hur had just started. That film is 3 hours or more. When home it transcends, I just call the end, 'cause the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. Now the queue which must sadder if you have a weak bladder and you're making no progress at all. And I'm starting to leak as I'm clenching my cheeks in the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. Now the end is in sight and my anguish just might come to an end after all. Step forward I take and she goes off to break the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl. So a lesson to learn if you're old and infirm is don't do the errand at all. Find someone to ask who's dopey and daft for the Post Office Queue in Porthcawl.